Hello everyone, welcome to UN College Digital Class. I am Manisha Manashwini Padhi, lecturer in the Department of MCom in Finance and Control. So in today's class, I am going to cover the insurance portion. So previously, I have also covered some portion about insurance and bank also. You can get that in my playlist. Okay. So what is insurance? Insurance is basically a contract between two parties whereby one party agrees to compensate the other party against a payment called premium. The parties here are insurer and insured. Okay. So insurer is the party, that is the insurance company who undertakes the risk of the insured. Then who is the insured? Insured is a person whose risk is being shifted to the insurer or the insurance company. For example, I am taking a life insurance from LIC. Okay. So in that case, I will be the insured and the life insurance company LIC will be the insurer. Okay. So these all things I have already discussed, that is the basics of insurance, principles of insurance, types of insurance like life insurance and general insurance. Okay. So in my today's video lecture, I am going to cover the features of insurance, the characteristics of insurance, and we will discuss assurance versus insurance, the difference between assurance and insurance. So let's start with today's video lecture. So first characteristics of insurance is it is a contract. So insurance is a contract between insurer and insured. The insurance contract is always made in writing. It must contain all the essentials of a valid contract under the Indian Contract Act 1872. So insurance is a contract which is signed between two parties, that is the insurer and the insured. There is a difference, there is a small difference between contract and agreement. The deal for which contract is done, that should be legal in nature, that should be in writing, that should be duly stamped. Okay. So every insurance contract need to be registered under Indian Contract Act 1872. Both the parties should sign the contract. If one party doesn't sign the contract, then insurance contract cannot take place. Okay. So first feature of insurance is a contract which is in writing, which is being signed by two parties, that is insurer and insured, and that is registered under the Indian Contract Act 1872. Next is consideration. So insurance is a contract under which one party for consideration called premium undertakes or promises to pay a certain sum of money to the insured or his nominee on the happening of an uncertain event. So what is consideration? We all know a person takes an insurance for any type of risk. Okay. If I am taking insurance for my life, then I am shifting the risk of my life to the insurance company. The consideration is the amount which the insured pays to the insurer for getting the compensation, for shifting the risk. Okay. So the consideration is the premium amount. If I am taking insurance for 15 years or 20 years, I have to pay premium for that period. If premium is not paid, then insurance company is not bound to pay the compensation. Okay. Once premium is paid, then insurance company will be bound to pay the compensation if any contingency situation arises. So consideration basically tells of premium which is paid by the insured to the insurer. Next one is sharing of financial risk. Insurance is a technique to share the financial loss which might fall on an individual on the happening of a particular event. The event may be death of a bread earner of the family, loss of asset due to fire, accident, etc. Insurance is a technique to share the financial risk or the financial loss. Only the financial loss or the pecuniary loss will be compensated. If a bread earner of a family dies, then that family needs some amount of money to survive. Okay. So what is the quantitative loss? Whatever the quantitative loss is, that can be compensated, but the qualitative loss cannot be compensated. If a child lost his father, then his father cannot be compensated, but they can get a compensation to start a new life. Okay, so this is what sharing of financial risk is. Here only risk regarding finance, regarding money is shared, which is quantitative. Next one is insurance is a cooperative device. The most important feature of every insurance plan is the cooperation of a large number of persons who agree to share the financial loss arising on account of a particular risk. Insurance is a cooperative device. What does this mean? There are many persons who are taking insurance in a particular company. We can take off an example. If LIC, okay, Life Insurance Corporation of India, only one person is not taking insurance. For example, 100 persons are taking life insurance. Okay, so this is not possible that 100 out of 100 people will suffer loss. This is not done. For example, 20 people died before the term matures, then those 20 people will be compensated. From which source that compensation comes? That compensation comes from each and every of that 100 insureds. Okay, so this is a cooperative device because every people taking insurance come together to pay the compensation at the happening of the event. Next is risk evaluation in advance. The risk is evaluated before issuing the insurance policy. The amount of share of an insurance called premium is decided on the basis of risk. If there is chances of more loss, higher premium may be charged or vice versa. So before entering into insurance company, the insurance contract, the insurance company does risk evaluation. Higher the risk is, higher will be the premium amount and vice versa. For example, a person is taking life insurance who is suffering from cancer or who is suffering from thalassemia, etc. So if he is taking life insurance, then the premium will be also higher because the risk of death of that person is higher. If a person is taking insurance at the age of 25, then the premium will be lower as compared to the person taking insurance at the age of 45. Okay, so this is what risk evaluation is. The insurance company does risk evaluation in advance so that the contract can be done and the insurance contract can be started. Next one is good faith. The insurance contract is based on the concept of good faith on the part of all the parties to the contract, that is the insurer and the insured. All important information and facts must be disclosed to each other before entering into insurance contract. So what is good faith? Good faith means before entering into insurance contract, both the parties, that is the insurer and the insured, should disclose all the material facts with each other. If I am taking life insurance, I have to disclose all material facts like what is my age, what is my date of birth, in which occupation I am in, is there any hereditary disease with me or anything. Okay, so all these factors should be disclosed so that the risk will be evaluated properly. Similarly, if we take the side of the insurer or the insurance company should also disclose all the terms and conditions clearly. No fraud activities, no misrepresentation should be there. Next one is contract of indemnity. All the contracts of insurance are contracts of indemnity except the life insurance. The payment is made on the happening of certain contingency. If the contingency occurs, payment is made to the insured. The main objective of insurance is to shift the loss of a person to the insurance company, which can be easily shifted to the large number of persons. In the case of life insurance, the death or expiry of term will definitely occur. The payment is also certain. This is why such contracts are called contingent contract. In other cases, if the contingency occurs, payment is made, otherwise no amount is given to the policy holder. So what does contract of indemnity mean? Principle of insurance in principles of insurance, I have already discussed the principle of indemnity. So, insurance is a contract of indemnity because if the loss happens, then only the compensation will be done. Otherwise, no compensation will be paid to the insured. So, if we take into consideration life insurance, then the happening of the event, that is death, is certain, but the time is not certain. Okay, so anyone taking life insurance will not face any type of loss. Whenever he faces loss, he will get the compensation. But in other type of insurances, that is general insurance, the compensation may be done, may not be done, because the loss is not certain. My factory may catch fire, may not catch fire. If my factory does not catch fire, then I won't get compensated. Okay, so this is the basic thing, that is the contract of indemnity. Next is, insurance is not gambling. The contract of insurance is not gambling because the insured is to get his loss indemnified only on the event of occurrence of such uncertain event as stipulated in the contract of insurance, wherein the game of gambling there may be a profit or loss. So, insurance is not gambling. For example, if I am doing any type of betting type of things in horse races, in cricket matches, etc., for that purpose I cannot take insurance because there is a chance of profit also, na? Okay. So, insurance is not gambling because we can take insurance in that area where there is a chance of loss. If there is a chance of profit, then no need of taking insurance. Okay. So, basically insurance is not a gambling. We can take insurance where there is a chance of any type of loss for having fire or getting an accident, etc. Next is large number of insured person. Large number of persons should be insured to spread the loss immediately, smoothly and cheaply. It is essential to ensure large number of person or property to make the insurance cheaper. The lesser is the cost of insurance, the lower would be the premium. The insurance should be joined by a large number of person in order to function successfully. Next point is, insurance is not charity. Insurance cannot be treated as charity. Why? Because charity is given without consideration, but insurance is not possible without premium. Premium payable under an insurance contract is the cost of risk that is covered. Insurance provides security and safety to an individual in consideration of premium. Insurance cannot be treated as charity. Why? Because if we are paying something, we are paying premium, that is not donating, na? We are expecting something in return. If we are donating something to somewhere, we cannot expect anything in return. Similarly, the insurance company is also not doing charity. Insurance company is getting the premium amount, then only it is compensating us. Okay, so insurance is not charity from both hands, that is the insurer and the insured. Next is insurable interest. No person can make or enter into a contract of insurance unless he has insurable interest in the subject or the life insured. This is an important principle under insurance. Here, insurable interest means financial interest or pecuniary interest. A person cannot take insurance for any random subject matter. So, this has also been discussed by me in the principles of insurance. So, insurance is for insurable interest. What is insurable interest? Insurable interest is that interest if someone is taking insurance for a particular factory or a particular person, then any type of loss happening to that factory or to that person should affect the person who is taking insurance financially. Okay, if that is not affecting financially, then insurable interest is not there. So, if I want to take life insurance, I can take life insurance for me or for my family. I cannot take life insurance for any person walking around there, any person randomly moving there. Okay, so I should take insurance for that thing which will affect me if that get lost. I can take insurance for my factory, okay, but I cannot take insurance for my friend's factory. Okay. Next one is insurance is for pure risks only. Insurance companies issue policies against pure risks only, which give only losses to the insured and no profit. Pure risks such as accident, misfortune, death, fire, injury, etc. Pure risks are all one-sided risks and the ultimate result in loss, whereas speculative risks have chances of profit also. So basically there are two type of risk, pure risk and speculative risk. What is pure risk? Pure risk is that type of risk where the outcome will be the loss only. Outcome will be loss only. But what is speculative risk? Speculative risk is that type of risk in which the outcome can be also profit. Okay, like I have told that insurance is not gambling. If I am doing any type of betting activities, horse race in cricket matches, etc. So here comes the speculative risk. I can face loss, but I can also face profit now. Okay, so insurance cannot be done on that basis. Insurance will be done where there is a chance of having loss only, like my factory can catch fire, my ship can be drowned, okay, I can face accident. So these type of loss risks are called pure risk, and insurance is taken only for pure risks. Next we are going to discuss the difference between insurance and assurance. So what is assurance? Assurance means where the compensation will be definitely being paid by the insurer. Then what is insurance? Insurance is that where the compensation will be paid, but this is not certain. Okay, so we can say that life insurance can be known as assurance and the other insurances will be called as insurance. Okay, so first point under this is scope. Under assurance, this word is used only in life insurance contract, hence the scope is comparatively limited. But in insurance, the word is used to describe all other types of insurance, hence here the scope of insurance is wider. So I have told this that life insurance can be called as assurance because here a person taking life insurance is assured that he will get the compensation, but in insurance there is no such kind of guarantee. Next one is renewal of policy. Requirement of renewal of policy is only if policy lapse as life insurance contract as a continuing contract. So in life insurance contract, renewal of policy, doing renewal of policy is very rare. Okay, if that policy gets lapsed, then it can also be renewed. But in insurance, we can say insurance is taken for a period of maximum 1 year. Okay, if I am taking insurance for my factory, I can take that only for 1 year. After that, I can renew that. Indemnity insurance is only for maximum 1 year. It lapses automatically after 1 year. It can be renewed every year. Next one is certainty of event. I have already told this to you. In life insurance or in assurance, the event is certain. What is the event? The event is death. The event is certain, but the time is uncertain. But in case of insurance, and that is general insurance like accident insurance or fire insurance, the event is not certain. It may happen or not. Next one is insured sum. In this case, insurance policies can be taken for any amount or any number. But in insurance, policy amount is equal to the market value of property because the amount of indemnity cannot be more than the actual value of property. I have already told this to you, that is the principle of indemnity cannot be applied to assurance. It means life insurance policies, because principle of indemnity says either the loss amount or the actual amount will be compensated. But there is no such machine which can calculate the loss of a life. Okay, so that is why in assurance, it means in life insurance policies, indemnity principle cannot be applied. Next one is certainty of payment of claim. In assurance, payment of claim is certain. It may be either on maturity of the policy or on the death of the assured, but the payment here is certain. Payment of claim in insurance is not certain. Why? Because the claim will be paid only in case of loss. If the loss doesn't arise, then the payment of claim will not be done. Next point is our element of investment. There is element of investment in assurance, because if someone is investing something in assurance or life insurance policy, he will definitely get back something in return. Okay, so that is why the assurance or the life insurance policies are the element of investment. But the other insurances don't have any element of investment, because certainty of payment depends upon the happening of the event. If the event doesn't happen, then that amount will go in vain. Okay. Next one is our amount of claim. In assurance, the insurance company makes the policy amount in full on the maturity or on death. But in insurance, the amount of claim cannot be more than the actual loss or amount of asset in any case. Last one is principle of indemnity. I have already discussed this with you. Principle of indemnity is not applicable in case of insurance. Sum assured is paid in full extent of amount. The sum assured is paid in full extent of amount insured, irrespective of any profit or loss. But in case of insurance, principle of indemnity is applicable. That is higher, either the loss amount or the actual amount, whichever is higher, that will be compensated. So this is what I have discussed my today's video lecture, that is the features of insurance or characteristics of insurance and the difference between assurance and insurance. We can tell life insurance is known as assurance, and other than life insurance, whatever insurances are there are known as insurance. Okay, so I will discuss more in my next video lectures. I hope you have understood something. If you didn't get something, you can ask me in the comment box. I will clear your doubts. Thank you for watching.